Back here in America, the virus is spreading faster than ever. There's nearly 15 million cases in the states, and more than 283,000 people have died. Several states are considering or have already implemented new restrictions as hospitalizations have reached new levels, including right here in Georgia. So let's take a look at the numbers. More than 2,500 people are actively seeking medical care for the virus. And this is the graph we're looking at right now. The latest numbers right there to my left. After peaking again last week, the Department of Public Health reports that Georgia was up more than 4,800 new cases yesterday. That is now our second highest date since the pandemic began. This afternoon, Governor Brian Kemp will be offering an update on the state's fight against the virus. And like many other states, health officials are warning our hospitals here may soon run out of space. Deborah Tuff joins us now with more on the proposed solutions.
With the spike in COVID cases, there's also a spike in the lack of hospital beds available, and that's actually why health experts are worried. There's been nearly a 30% increase in Georgia patients needing to go to the hospital just within the past couple of weeks. Grady Hospital said they're seeing the same problem they did over the summer, where they will run out of beds. If they do, they'll just have to use an outside facility.
Well, we are talking, to the governor's office about whether we need to reopen the Georgia World Congress Center.
But here's where the issue may lie, though. Some experts believe just because there are enough beds doesn't mean there are enough staff or resources. To do your part in prevention, wear masks, practice social distancing. Experts also say if you have minor COVID symptoms, avoid going to the hospital and just stay at home and isolate.
The pandemic having a major impact on students' education. Many parents working as teachers in addition to their full-time jobs. We know that well here. The DeKalb County School Board is now working to determine the next steps for its students and teachers as the next semester quickly approaches here. Liza Lucas is at the bridge with more on the board's plans. I know other school districts are looking at this as well.
That's right. We're monitoring all of that very closely. An update was given by DeKalb officials last night, and district officials announced that for now, students will remain with remote learning. That decision made by board officials based on the current spread of coronavirus in the county. Now, they did acknowledge that they could be considering a hybrid option in the weeks ahead, and any decisions made, they're going to be made with the consultation of medical advisory boards. So a lot of people talking about this, and parental input that is also playing a role in any decisions coming from DeKalb. According to their recent poll of 62,000 families, overall around 57% of families say they prefer virtual, while about 43% are pushing for that hybrid option. Now, as for next steps, the board says that they want to show more district support to help local schools. They also want to incorporate more direct instruction time between teachers and students, as well as minimize the barriers to remote learning, and finally increase student engagement. These are all factors that they're monitoring very closely. There was a full report on where things stand in the district last night, and also announced last night an upcoming town hall December 10th for parents. That's this Thursday at 5 p.m.
All right, Liza, thank you. And the day after that, this is happening in the city of South Fulton. They are offering free COVID-19 testing and flu shots to its residents. And here are the details. It's happening from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Welcome All Park on Friday. COVID-19 testing open to anyone regardless of symptoms or risk factors, and flu shots are available to anyone who wants one. Registration is encouraged. I just put up some information on my Twitter account with the registration details for you.